good, y'all? We back with another one. It's your boy King Willow. Morals and Money, man. It's the Morals and Money podcast. And like I said, we back with another banger. Last one I gave y'all Laws of Power. Law number 9. Law number 15. Lead with action, never argument. And show no remorse. Eat what you kill. Always eat what you kill. If it's in front of you, run that shit over. Straight up. No remorse. And I want people to take that one and stride with it. For real. Because those two laws specifically will get you real far in life. It's really all about just focusing on yourself and leading with action. Never don't argue your point. Never argue your point. And dominate. That's it. That's all for the most part, y'all. But anywho, I ain't even here to talk to y'all about that no more. I mean, like I said, y'all, it's the Morals and Money podcast, and I just wanted to share this with y'all real quick. Life is amazing, y'all. Life is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to love. It's a beautiful thing to show grace. It's a beautiful thing to love your community. It's a beautiful thing to love the world, to love the earth, to love where you're from, to love your skin, to love your body. Love yourself. It's beautiful. And also, it's amazing for us to embrace change. And before I get into that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to stay up to date on all content. Dropping bangers. It's another banger for y'all. We back with more laws. But it ain't the 48 laws. It's the laws of karma. And I made a post about the laws of karma, pretty much breaking them down. But I'm going to go into detail for y'all about one of them. Specifically, the law of growth. And why I say it's beautiful to embrace change, because one of the first concepts of the law of growth is to understand that change is the only concept. Change is the only thing that's going to change in life. You will always experience change. Change is everywhere. You walk out your door, you are no longer the same person you was when you woke up. You've changed. You've changed and altered yourself to be able to prepare yourself for the world. You comfortable in the crib, but when you get outside, you're a different person. And even understanding that type of change, it'll get you far in life, because you will know that each and every environment that you go in, you would have to adjust to the environment's rules, meaning that you would have to change according to the environment. And that's the best thing about humans. We adapt so easily. So I love being a human being, man. It's amazing. I adapt in any environment. Rain, snow, sleet, hot, fire. It don't matter. You can be sweating in the summertime. Got the puffer on in the wintertime. That's the best part about us, y'all. We adapt. But more so, second to adapting, I want everybody to understand, for you to adapt, you have to understand that change is okay. And that without change, you ain't really going to get nowhere in life. You have to change in order for you to move forward. And you will fail if you don't change. Failure make you want to change. It should make you want to change. Failure should make you want to do things different in life. I know it did for me. I've been through wild different situations where it's I would fail back to fucking back. And it's bro, I have to do something different. Even in video games, I'll be playing. The hardest video games I've had to play is Metal Gear and Assassin's Creed. The earlier Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear 3. This mission specifically, you got to creep through the forest to smoke some old dude who's trying to kill you with a sniper. And I've died wild times on that specific mission at the time. And I had to completely adjust my approach in order just to beat that one mission. And it taught me something. In life, you're going to have 1,000,000 sniper rifles aimed at you. And each and every time, you just got to maneuver your approach or find a new spot and make a new plan. Diversion is all diversion. Creating some type of software, some type of mechanism that would allow you to oppress the oppression and move forward, to adjust to what's happening and change according to the environment's rules and to move forward. That's what it's all about. Change is the only constant. And that means, like I said, you will always change. Let me tell y'all something too. It's so crazy because I'm learning. I'm not learning this now. I learned it before, but as I become more observative, I just see it more, like the process of the problems within our community. A lot of it is because some of us don't want to change. I'm not gonna lie. Some of us want to stay the same, probably stay in the box that we grew up in. Hence the term Project Baby. A lot of us don't want to change. We don't want to experience something else because we be scared. We are in fear of what might happen next. And the law of growth teaches you that. You cannot be in fear of what happens next. You have to be prepared for what's going to happen next. And in order for you to be able to be prepared for that, is you would have to change so you can allow yourself to adjust. And adjustment takes time. Change doesn't happen right away. Change is something that may take months, years. Not even gonna lie, may even take a decade. For some individuals, you may not change the first 5 years of your life, but the first 12 years of your life, you may change. You may be a whole different person from 24 to 36.
Listen, y'all, I don't want to interrupt the great content, but if you just wanted to grab you some quick drip, nice little sweatsuit, nice bag, whatever the case may be.
Cop that last breed, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with us, man.
You know what it is. We got the hats, socks, slides, sweatsuits. We even got some new hoodies dropping, man. Just check out my Instagram, KingWillow_Eminem, and follow that on Instagram, Last of a Flying Breed.
Last of a Flying Breed.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, with hopes that you may make changes in between. Like, I see it every 2 years should be a change. If that's the case, every year should be a change. Every month. You should be a different person if you ask me every month, because there's something happening in your life that should make you see things differently. Like, I've been through some crazy shit 3 months ago. Things that I've never even thought that I would go through myself. Like, this is happening to me right now? Nah, that's crazy. But in order for me to understand it and to be okay with it, I guess you could say, is I had to change my perception on certain shit. And I had to just adjust to what's going on. And also make myself aware that, look, in the process of me getting older, I really have to understand that, it ain't a joke no more. 2, that your family is all you got. And I have to change how I spend my time outside, and I have to spend more time with my family. And show them some more love. Karma is about cause and effect, and if the law of growth says change is the only constant, then that means in the cause effect scenario, you changing will affect so many different things that's happening around you. You changing for the better may affect your entire family. I changed my entire eating habits, my lifestyle. Used to drink. I'm not a big drinker. Used to do a whole lot of things that I don't do now, and that allowed me to help my family see a different life, and that brought a change with the rest of them. Not on everything, but I could specifically pick out wild different characteristics within my family where things changed, and they have they have allowed themselves to adjust with the harsh times that we're going through right now, giving them more life force, giving them more power, giving them more of a fighting chance. And that's what it's all about, y'all. If you want to fight and chance in life, you got to change, bro. Change is the only constant. If you want to be a fighter, just understand that each and every time you got to change your method, your game plan. You got to get stronger, increase your brain power. That all comes with change. And in our community, we have to make it a good thing to want to change. We have to make it a positive thing to bring on change. Just because somebody want to be different, don't call them out for it. Find out why. Hear their perspective. Hear their insight. And maybe, just maybe, you might just change yourself. And that's what it's about. Each one teach one. And that is so ironic how that works, right, y'all? Well, anyway, take that message and pass it on in your community. Tell it to your friends, or sit down at your table with your family while you're having a discussion and talk about the law of growth and talk about change being the only constant. It'll allow people to see things from a way better perspective. Life is hard, but it'll make it easier when you understand that all you need is change. And secondly, you have to have a desire to want to be more, but speak less about it. Don't say nothing. Like, nah, no cap. Like, they say secrets are for kids, but you might have to keep secrets sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. And as long as it's nothing detrimental or you're not hurting anybody, desire to be more, but speak less. Don't say nothing. Just do everything. Like Lord Power said, number 9, lead with action, never argument. Don't say anything. Shut the fuck up. And just be it. Be it. Just be it. That's it. Be more. Do more. Be more. Go hard, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, go hard. Go off. Go nuts. Go crazy. Go crazy over what you love. Take everything that you love and put it in front of you and just go crazy. Just start like Fortnite, how they be building in Fortnite. They build wild fast in Fortnite. Build up no matter what. Yo, just do it. Don't say nothing. Just do it. That's what that law says. That's what that concept and law of growth says. Desire to be more, but don't say a word. While everybody is sick, it's so crazy. This is another thing that kids do. When you're a kid, they teach us to talk about what you want to be in the future. This is so crazy because it's, in a way, you're practicing law. I mean, you're practicing words of affirmation, but you're also blocking your blessings at a very young age. Because you're sitting in the classroom with other kids saying, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a gynecologist. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a basketball player. It don't matter. You're sitting in the classroom with all these kids and you're just throwing your ideas out there. As a child, because, you know, as a child, it's great to think. It's great to have an imagination. But at the same time, that causes animosity amongst the other kids. The small stuff like if you want to do something the other kid might want to do, you might have a little kid argument. Things like that happen. And I feel like in the long run, that kind of blocks your blessings because at a young age, it changes your insight on what you just said you wanted to do. And that's just from being a child, just speaking on it. It's so crazy how the brain works. It's so crazy how that one works too. And then as you get older, you're sitting amongst a group of adults and you're speaking about all the things that you want to do. And in our society, some way, shape or form, everybody makes everything about a competition, which is not okay. And that's why sometimes it's best to just not say nothing. Maybe the other person doesn't want to feel like you want to do the same thing as them, or that you just want to do something great in general, and they might feel like they have to combat that. Well, you want to do this, well, I want to do that. At the end of the day, both of us want to do something, so it's best that we just work hard at it and plan amongst ourselves so we can get to where we need to be. Desire to be more, but don't say a word. Talk to yourself. And they say crazy people talk to themselves, but I believe successful people talk to themselves, because only people who talk to themselves are the only people who can find the answers. Because you ask yourself questions that nobody else can answer. They will never know what's going on in your head. And when you ask those questions already in your head, you know you're looking for a specific answer. And that's like setting expectations. You ask somebody a question, or you bring up an ideology or a theory, and as soon as they don't have an answer, or if they shoot it down, or if they tell you something that don't add up to what you're thinking already in your head, it can throw you off. So it's best to just not say anything at all. You know, if you got a question, ask somebody in your field and get insight from them, especially if they're successful, because they're going to tell you something that you could benefit from, for sure. I know mad people now that when I was in college, I would ask a million questions, and some of the people that told me stuff was like blah bullshit, but some of the stuff people told me, I used it. Facts. Taking notes with the professor. I used to hate staying after the little 10-15 minutes after class, but I learned from another scholar who did that. That's what helped him pass. To do the same thing, you're pretty much going to get the same results. You know, practice makes perfect. Desire to be more, but say less. Don't say a word. Next concept is setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential, ladies and gentlemen. See, without boundaries, there's a failure of communication. When you set boundaries, you're already giving a person an innuendo on what to expect. Listen, these boundaries are up. When you're dealing with me, they already going to have a bug in their head thinking of how the conversation should go, because they don't want to violate your boundaries, especially if they respect you. They're a true to heart human being that cares about other people. Boundaries are going to be respected.
Body butter season. It is here and is among us, because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light and it soaks into your skin nice and easy, and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
And you're even more of a smart, solid person for setting those boundaries. You set the groundwork for great communication. Great communication can't come without boundaries. You got to know what throw a person off. You got to know what not to say, when to say it. It's not to say that people are in control of what you say, like the word is freedom of speech, and that's America, you know. But at the end of the day, you do got to watch what you say, because people are sensitive to certain things, or people may have one-track minds and may see a situation a certain way. So you saying something that doesn't float their boat may throw everything off. And then you got to be mindful of that. If a person has boundaries, the best thing that you can do is to listen, respect them, adhere to them. They're a human being. They can make rules about themselves if they want to. This, I always tell girls this, like, yo, you got my number, but you're not obligated to text me. I know one of your boundaries is probably gonna be, oh, you don't like thirsty, then da-da-da. That's what girls say, whatever the case may be. On my end, one of my boundaries is, listen, I understand certain stuff off the gate. You're not obligated to do anything with me. Nothing is an obligation, and I won't force you. I can't tell you nothing. All I can do is just understand and respect your boundary. And one of my boundaries is making sure that you're open with me. I want you to be open. You're violating my boundaries if you can't keep an open mind. If you can't have a cordial conversation, you're already violating my boundaries. If communication can't be A1, you're violating my boundaries. That's me. Because if I can't talk to you, that means I can't be with you. And if I can't spend more than 5 minutes in a room with you, I'm going to get irritated quick. Because I like to talk. I like to converse a lot. And I have a lot of questions. I know there's people out there that know so much, and I want to know the information they know. So I'm going to talk. Respect people's boundaries. Boundaries are meant to be placed and are meant to be respected. And they're meant to be understood wholeheartedly. That's it. And if you find yourself encountering a person that doesn't respect boundaries, split. You gotta go to the loo. Get up out of there, because it's going to end up in one of the two ways, right? It can either be a non-violent verbal situation, or it can be a violent verbal situation. You could curse each other out, or you could curse each other out and fight. With men and women, it happens with us all the time. That's why they create shows like Snapped and all them other crazy ass shows that be on TV about men killing wives and wives killing men. A lot of that stems from violation of boundaries. Even with friends cross a lot of boundaries with each other, because friends know what hurt each other the most. You know my deepest insecurities, or you know things that would throw me off that nobody else would know. Don't cross that boundary. Respect. You love me, we friends. We're going to respect these boundaries all the time, 24/7. Now, the boundary rule can be broken. This is my exception. If one of us is fucking up in life and you need to approach a nigga. Approach a nigga, let a nigga know, son. Dead ass. Cause then you being disloyal if you don't. Fuck the boundaries. You just disloyal if you don't let me know what's wrong. If I'm doing something wrong and you see it from your perspective, from the outside looking in, let me know. That's another thing too. Sometimes other people's perceptions make a lot of sense. And you should listen to those perceptions because it can help with setting boundaries with other people, especially amongst yourself. You may learn something about yourself that you may have never knew if it wasn't for a specific person. Like me, I learned something about myself after every failed relationship. After every failed relationship, I know I've either learned something positive and negative about myself, something positive or something negative alone. And I've learned to assess those things for what they are, take accountability and work on them so that when I get, or if I get into another relationship, I know how to be the best man I could be from my standpoint and from someone else's perspective. Y'all get what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying, man? You dig what I'm saying? I'm dropping bombs for you. Bombs, baby. Bombs. Whatever that sound is that they make at the radio station, that's what's playing right now. Imagine you could hear that instead of me talking. We dropping bombs right now, y'all. Listen, the next part of this concept is be cautious of the company you keep, right? Back to the boundaries. If you got somebody in your circle that don't know how to respect boundaries or just don't got no goddamn respect at all, toodaloo, get up out of there. You got to pack that whole situation up. It ain't meant for you. It ain't meant for a human being. It ain't meant for somebody who got love in their heart. That type of shit is meant for people who got hate in their heart. If you can't respect boundaries, you's a hateful person because that means you can't respect human beings, human nature, human beings, bro. Then you got to watch out for the people who live with that YOLO state of mind. YOLO. Oh, let's go out to the club this Friday and then this Saturday and next week and do the same thing. Oh no, I can't. I got things to do. Oh, bitch. YOLO. You only live once. Let's go to the. Pack that shit up. Yo, bro. That I got these baddies. They lined up. Woo, woo. Nah, bro, I ain't even gonna front. I gotta wake up for work in the morning. I don't feel like doing none of that. I'm trying to save my breath, stack my chips. Yo, bro, what you mean, bro? You only live once. This life, bro. You gotta live, make the best of it, bro. Fuck all that shit, bro. Fuck all that shit. You got people in your circle that think like that. Kick them niggas out. Give them the eviction letter from the circle. You are being evicted from the circle for being a liability to my life. You gots to go, bro. Dip. Get out. Yo, we used to say that. Throwback. We used to be in a shed. Yeah, right. Shed was a trap house. We wasn't even trapping. We just be cooling. And anybody acted out of pocket, get out. You tell them, get out. Like, really, like, jokingly, yo, bro, get out. Like, go home. But, like, somehow, some way, there's some seriousness behind that, bro. Days, you're bugging right now. You wilding. You not. Nah, bro, I ain't feeling you. That ass, though. Like, I ain't even going front. I've noticed that in this world, you have to crop the picture. Like, it's so crazy, but you may have a big ass photo. Sometimes you gotta crop that picture to get the perfect size, the perfect angle. Crop the picture so that you could have focus. You know, you focus. You crop the photo. Take all of this, make it a little bit smaller so you can have focus. All this space is just gonna have you looking at all this, and sometimes all of that doesn't matter. All the time, all of that doesn't matter. What matters is what's in front of this. What's in front of this, what's coming out of here, what's in here, and what's going into here. Because what goes into here affects hair and affects hair. What you eat affects your heart and it affects the way you think. Your brain, your heart, and your stomach work as one. It works as a machine. You will always have good motions and good motives if you have a healthy gut and a healthy heart. You'll have a great, healthy mental mind state if you could keep all three rolling together. And then the best part is that attracts like-minded people, so you will have people thinking just like that on your side. That's how you build an army, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I met some good niggas in my life. I ain't gonna front. I'm happy I met them because they taught me stuff illegal or legal. It does not matter. I still learned something that I was able to use in my life to take me to the next level. May knock me a couple steps back, but that's when I just use the accountability role. And I take accountability for the things in my life, and I stand on business and I get back for it. That's it. But for the most part, just so those things don't happen, I mean, you keep your circle small. That's it. Crop the picture so that you don't have all of that extra glare in the photo, all that extra glare that you don't need, if you get what I'm saying. If you could read between the lines and you could just see yourself, everything is clear. You can see what's going on around you. You ain't got to worry about nobody else's problems, nobody else's insecurities, nobody else's ability to be ungrateful. None of that, man. Keeping your circle small is important. And most folks who actually achieve some type of success, they'll tell you like they started their whole shit off with 30 friends and probably finished it off with 2 or 3. And that's because those 2 or 3 was just as serious as them, and they was able to bounce energy and ideas off one another. It's amazing how the way it works. Like, start off life with so many friends and then you finish with probably just you. I know I ain't alone. No, I ain't alone. A lot of me and my friends, we all love each other. You know, we all just doing different things right now, and that's how it should be. Because when we go to the big table, we can each put something on the table and approach it that way. We all got something going on. It is what it is. Next after that, y'all, and I want to just make these last 2 short for y'all, is to feel and think the person you want to become and utilize your imagination when you do that. Like, whatever you would draw on the paper as a child of the life you wanted, like if somebody asked you when you were 10 to draw the life you want, imagine yourself being an adult, doing that as an adult, and how in depth you can go with your imagination because you know so much more about structure, or so much more about visualization, or so much more about color, and so much more about vibrance, and so much more about exposure, all these different aspects when it comes to light, or when it comes to just art in general. Just imagine when you take what you want to become, the idea of that, you incorporate it into your imagination, and you really live that out in your brain. So that means what's going on in your brain starts to become your actions, or your motives, or your movements. That's funny. That's how the brain works. Like, you tell yourself something enough times and you do the action 1, 2, 3, 4 times, sooner or later it becomes a habit. Now, unconsciously, you've used your imagination to conduct or create something that you've only thought of maybe as a child when you put it on paper. But now you're using the receptors in your brain to put it on paper in your brain. You're bringing the art to life, literally. It's like when you're writing stuff down, you're writing your manifestations. Is the same concept. You're putting the words on paper and you're bringing them to life. And that's the best part too about art. You know, I tell y'all what, I'm not the best artist there is, but I could damn sure do a nice digital design. And it usually starts off with me thinking about it. Like, all right, I got this concept. Now, within this concept, I need to create something that may be catchy to the eye. And it just pops in my brain. I utilize my imagination because I think and see myself already making the design and putting it on some type of template. Like, if y'all go check out my merchandise, Last of the Flying Breed, me and my guy, we just recently created a hoodie where I found the design of the hoodie on another profile of a person who makes designs, and I've literally took that design and envisioned myself as the person on the design with my business partner, and the person on the design is 2 people making a design on the design. And it's so weird because we started our business off making the designs ourselves. So how I looked at it was, this design is a picture of us enjoying our success of making these designs, because in a way on the art we're celebrating. So in my imagination, I'm like, all right, I could put this on a sweater. Technically, we're celebrating our success on the image and the art. And then in the midst of that, we got all the words that we like to live by: love, loyalty, hunger, drive, passion. All those sanctified, separate yourself always. And all of that came from my imagination. All of that came from me just pretty much just feeling and thinking the person that I'm going to be, that I'm about to become. Just thinking and feeling it 24/7, giving myself goosebumps thinking about that shit. Like, yo, it's so crazy, y'all. Like, I recently found out that my family bloodline comes from natives. And it's so beautiful because I've always had a deep resonance with these type of things. I've always seen myself in nature. Like, I've always felt myself getting in tune with nature, especially when I got on my health journey. As soon as I got on my health journey, I felt more in tune with the world and everything else that was happening around me, like more aware. Smelling the grass, I could tell the difference between a very dirty environment and a very clean environment.
Body butter season. It is here and is among us because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light and it soaks into your skin nice and easy and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
Being able to fill things out for what they were and becoming one with nature. Just becoming a real nature boy. Like, I remember when I first went to Puerto Rico, I was very, very unhealthy at the time. My eating habits were so flawed, and my alcohol habits were so flawed. And I remember being on the beach, and I got in the water, and how I was treating my skin and everything was so unhealthy. I got in the water, and I could just feel it on me. I could feel the unhealthiness on me, and that very moment, I decided that I was going to do something different for my skin, for my body, for my health, take a different approach, so I could feel better. And months after that, I went to the beach in California, got in the water, and I felt way better, felt way revitalized, felt healthier, felt awake. I just felt in tune with nature. I felt like this is where I belong, And now, fast forward now, like, as y'all can see, like, I love all the little trinkets. I love the little wrist trinkets. I love the depictions of Native American art. I love the depictions of African American art, ancient African art. I'm just so in tune with the world that's around me and cuz, both of us. And finding out this information is like, bro, it's amazing, because now I know my truest purpose. I was put on this earth to educate, inspire, and help people create. And that's that. Utilizing my imagination by thinking and seeing and feeling my way to the top. See it to believe it. The pen is mightier than a sword. I used to use the sword. I will never pick it back up unless I have to. I'm always going to use the pen. Pops told me that. OG told me that. Told me always do that. And using the laws of karma, the law of growth, I'm going to combine all of this information to help uplift myself. And then where I need to be, I'm going to pour it on to everybody else. We all should be using the law of growth to move forward in life. We all should be studying the laws of karma, studying the laws of power, how to being responsible adults, being responsible young men. I'm not even going to say black men, just men in general, being responsible women, being loving, caring, being aware, being in tune, just living with a higher consciousness, higher mental function. And that's another word that I'm going to get in tune with a little later with y'all. It's just having a strong mental fortitude. That's the word. We're gonna talk about that and all that, you know, in later episodes or whatever. But man, this is the laws of karma for y'all. Life is all about cause and effect, and karma is all about cause and effect. And if you're using the law of growth in your life, you're gonna see a lot of cause and effect. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell. Follow us on Instagram at moresandmoney_. Follow Gardener's Garden. Follow Last of the Flying Breed. And make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, KingWillow_LB4L. Last Breed 4L. For life. Let's get it.